Atkins is also back there along with Paul Frazier. Bucks have not had good success on their own home field against the Saints. 0-3. We'll see if they change that today, and we're underway. A line drive kick into the end zone in the direction of Gene Atkins. It'll be a touchback, and the Saints will open up with Bobby Hebert at the quarterback spot. 1st and 20 from their own 20. The offensive line doing the protecting, a veteran one. The only change there at tight end, Hobie Brenner will be starting for the first time this year in place of Greg Scales. Backs and receivers. Eric Martin back after a one-game absence. Derek Shepard and Floyd Turner will be in there in obvious passing situations. 1st and 10 from its own 20. New Orleans. 2 tight ends, Greg Scales and Hobie Brenner. Hebert complete to the left side up to the 30-yard line, and that's to Eric Martin. A 6-yard pickup by the Saints.
Hebert's pass was complete to Eric Martin.
And the defense, Hebert and the Saints will be facing Reuben Davis, Kurt Jarvis, and Robert Pig Goff. Linebacking core, an experienced one. Murphy, Marv Randall, and Winston Moss. The outside linebackers had their best game last week. And the secondary anchored by the 2 Penn Staters, Harry Hamilton and Mark Robinson. Bobby Futrell and Donnie Elder will be in there in obvious passing situations. Eric Martin had enough yardage for the first down, so it's now 1st and 10. Hebert under pressure, and it's complete and held on to by Dalton Hilliard. And Hilliard, game tackle. Kurt Jarvis led the gang tackle that time.
Well, here's the strong suit of this defense, JB, and what it is they all go to the ball in a hurry. Watch once Bobby Hebert gets rid of the ball. Watch these white jerseys coming after him. There's one right there. Here comes the linebacker. Here comes some more linebackers. They're all flowing to the ball.
No gain on the play. Will bring up 2nd and 10. 2 tight end formation again. Scales and Brenner. And the handoff to Hilliard, and Hilliard's got daylight. 1st down by plenty. Up near the 45-yard line before being stopped by Mark Robinson, a 14-yard scamper by Dalton Hilliard.
End zone shot of it. You watch, they're an inside running team because of the tight backs that they have. Watch, they pull the left guard, they pull Elliman, left tackle Dombrowski 72. They kick out. Hilliard cuts off there, and once he gets in the secondary, he's got that real strong leg drive, an exciting little back.
1st and 10 for the Saints. Ball at their own 45. Just underway here. First quarter action, no score. 3 wide receivers in. Hebert quick out to Hilliard. Hilliard across midfield to about the 45-yard line of Tampa Bay. And that'll be good enough for yet another 1st down. So Dalton Hilliard running well before being stopped by Kevin Murphy.
Little quick design screen just to get the ball out there and take advantage of Hilliard's broken field running. Bobby Hebert looks out there. He sees the defensive back playing off, raise up, and just take that.
Well, we know that Hilliard has good straightaway speed. We'll wait to see how he can cut today. He's still playing on that very sore and bruised thigh.
Heard it again last week, and then he's not 100%.
1st and 10 for the Saints. Marching. Ball marked at the 45 of Tampa. Hebert pumps. Looking downfield. And it's incomplete, but there's a flag on the play. The intended receiver was Eric Martin. And Hebert looking already, Ken, like he's glad to see Eric Martin back in the starting lineup.
Well, here's an end zone shot of it, and catch him in a double type zone and make the safety have to try to react over there. Once he clears the first guy, there you see the safety in the middle of your screen running to the play, Mark Robinson, and he gets there just a little bit and makes a nice play. Oh, that's a touchdown.
Holding, number 39 of the defense, 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
And Dale Hammer gives us the call against Harry Hamilton.
Here's the throw, well thrown ball, and a nice play by Mark Robinson to get over there and save what would have been a touchdown.
1st and 10 for the Saints. Ball at the 39 of Tampa.
First and 10 safe. And the Buccaneers 39.
Out of the I formation. And this goes to Hilliard. And Hilliard down near the 33-yard line, stopped by Winston Moss, third-year player out of Miami who had one whale of a game last week, Snake.
Well, he's being pressured, of course, by Broderick Thomas, their #1 draft choice, and they put a lot of pressure on their outside people. They haven't been getting the quarterback the way that they would like, and I think that's got Winston Moss really fired up, trying to keep his job.
6-yard gain by Hilliard brings up 2nd and 4.
That ball control offense, JB, nothing new for New Orleans. They're going to take what the defense gives them.
John Tyson, the tight end, Greg Scales out. Martin in motion. And a handoff to Hilliard. And Hilliard tripped up in the backfield. Loses one on the play. Give the credit to Pig Goff, Robert Pig Goff, number 94. And there's going to be perhaps a high-scoring affair there. San Francisco getting started already, up by a touchdown.
Great matchup. Randall Cunningham, Joe Montana.
And, of course, the scoring completed by the familiar duo, Montana to Rice. 3rd and 5 for the Saints. Tampa in with its dime defensive package. 4 wideouts for the Saints. O'Hill in motion. Hebert complete across the middle. And near the first down marker, it looks good enough as Brett Perryman snatches in the Hebert pass. And Perryman, just getting here last night, went to attend his mother's funeral, God rest his soul.
Well, here's Perryman. They get the tight coverage out of the corner of that Rod Jones, and he just pushes him up. He knows he only has 5 yards for the first down, so he gets past the yard marker. That's just exactly what they do in their passing game, short and sweet.
And there was a flag thrown on the play. Jim Dombrowski looks to be the culprit there that will nullify that first down effort.
You know, JB, I think you'll see some success out of the New Orleans offense if they can keep the 3rd and 4s, 3rd, 5, 3rd and 6, create those short yardage situations. When they get in trouble is when they get the extreme long yardage.
Illegal motion against Dombrowski. So it'll be 3rd and 10 for the Saints. 3 wideouts in. Mo Hill to the near side. Hebert pumping, deciding to run it himself. And he looks to have the first down. It'll be close. So Bobby Hebert flushed out of the pocket. Winston Moss putting some pressure on and making the tackle.
2 teams right there, Buffalo and Houston. A lot of people think that might be a preview of the AFC Championship game. 2 well-coached teams, 2 good quarterbacks, Jim Kelly and Warren Moon.
And Buffalo, of course, looking to rebound from that disappointing loss Monday to Denver. And this will be close enough for a measurement. Well, Bobby Hebert decides to run it on his own, keeping the ball control offense on the march. First down, Saints.
Good decision by Bobby Hebert that time. That's not something you'll see him do an awful lot of. Not the runner, the scrambler, quite the athlete that some other quarterbacks, a la Elway, Cunningham, and those types. But a good quarterback for this system, the ball control system.
And the clock continues to run. 9:18 left in the first quarter. No score. Opening possession for the Saints. 1st and 10. Ball at the 29 of Tampa. O'Hill in motion. Hebert with time and complete, threads the needle down near the 16-yard line to Eric Martin. A 14-yard pass play from Hebert to Martin. And there is a flag on the play.
Personal foul, number 79 of the defense, blow to the head, first down.
And that blow to the head provided by Reuben Davis, the 2nd-year left outside linebacker from North Carolina.
All the Saints are doing, JB, is the very same thing they've done all year. They're a ball control team. They're just going to let the receivers go down. They all understand where the first down marker is located. Just get past that marker, get the reception for the first down.
So the ball now will be marked at the 8 of Tampa. We'll make it first and goal at the 8. Hill and Brett Perryman to the left. 2 tight ends, Brenner and Scales. Scales in motion. And Hebert is slammed to the ground. Give it credit to Kevin Murphy. A sack for a 7-yard loss by Kevin Murphy.
The thing that they've harped on all year and last year, that they weren't getting enough pressure from their down people and their linebackers. Just strictly a drop back pass from the right of your screen. You see Kevin Murphy, number 59. That's something that they've been better at this year, is getting pressure from their outside rush, from their linebackers, as Kevin Murphy's doing right here.
And Murphy racks up sack number 3 on the year for him. 10th play of the drive for the Saints. 2nd and 15. Down near the 10. A 4-yard gain, picks back up 4 yards of the loss. Stopped by Winston Moss.
Again, nothing fancy, man-on-man blocking. The Saints are primarily an inside running team because of their bigger, stronger back. Just get a man-on-man, let the back cut off in the hole that he sees.
We talked at the top about Kevin Murphy and Winston Moss playing perhaps the games of their career last week against the 49ers. This brings up 3rd and goal. Ball marked at the 11 for New Orleans. 4 wideouts then for Hebert. Still in motion. Hebert under pressure, has to run it himself. And he's tackled at about the 3-yard line. A flag on the play. The tackle applied by Ricky Reynolds. As Hebert gets up slow, as that hit was down around the knees, Snake.
Well, that's what you hate to see.
Personal foul, number 30, kind of like half the distance to the goal, first down.
Mark Robinson.
Well, the first thing you notice about this is that the Bucs are getting an awful lot of pressure on Hebert. Anytime you see Hebert running around with a football, something's not working well for the Saints, and they're getting a lot of pressure on him, whether it's the down lineman or linebackers, they are putting it on him.
And Hebert slow in getting up as the training staff, medical staff of New Orleans is checking that knee of his as John Forcade comes in at quarterback while Bobby Hebert is being tended to.
Let's see if we can see what happened to him. Bobby Hebert trying to get him off by faking a throw and getting what he can out of the pocket. Here it is right here. It gets hit right there on his left knee.
And when we come back, the 3rd-year quarterback for Mississippi will take over for the Saints in a moment. And unfortunately reminiscent of last week against the Packers when Bobby Hebert was sent to the sidelines with an injury, replaced by John Forcade. And this is Hilliard. Touchdown, New Orleans. No flag. So the Saints, on the opening drive of the contest, marches downfield, 13 plays, 8 minutes and 25 seconds, and they score first of the contest.
All it is a little tray type play. It's that counter tray that almost everybody has. They pull the off guard, and when I say the off guard and off tackle, that means the guard and tackle away from the play. As you see, Brad Edelman, the left guard, 63, Dombrowski, the left tackle, 72. They pull up in the hole, and Hilliard cuts off of those guys. Just a tray, a counter tray that everybody uses.
And Morton Anderson will attempt the point after. Holding is George Winslow.
maybe the best kicker in the league. What do you think, JB?
Well, I think he's got his foot in the record books.
You bet.
Most accurate for sure. And the officials take a timeout down on the field. And there is a conference taking place there. And Ken, I guess the only possible discussion could be whether or not Hilliard broke the plane.
Broke the plane with the ball, and the ball popped out once he hit the ground. We'll give it a decision here shortly. But, you know, you watch this Saints team. They've had the ball the entire quarter, and that's what they've done all year long. They were that way against the Cowboys in their opener. Here's our call.
And the play stands.
Touchdown. They've played that ball-controlled offense the whole year. Their problems has been on defense. They've had trouble stopping people late in games.
And Anderson's point after is good. So the Saints move on top at the 6:35 mark of the first quarter by a touchdown, 7-0 over Tampa. 12 plays covering 80 yards, 8:25 off the clock, and a 1-yard dash by Dalton Hilliard, and the Saints are on top by 7-0. Snake, they're already playing better than San Francisco did against the defense of Tampa last week.
Yeah, the Tampa Bay defense last week, they held San Francisco to like 63 yards rushing. They played a really solid football game, and as you say, the Saints were off to a good start against them.
And it was Jim Morris-style football, mixing up the plays, both passing and rushing.
Ball control.
And on the kickoff, not even an effort at a return. Morton Anderson boots that one out of the end zone, so Tampa will take over 1st and 10 at its own 20. Opening drive for the Bucs come at the 6:30 mark of the first quarter. Vinny Testaverde in at quarterback. And the words about him, night and day comparison from last year to this. A lot more confident, a lot more poised.
Spent a lot of time in the offseason working with the systems, but also spent a lot of time around his players and building their confidence.
Out of the I formation, Testaverde back to pass, and it's complete to William Howard. And the big fullback, near 250 pounds, picks up 5 on the play. And the line that will be doing the protecting of Vinny Testaverde. Strong second-year player Paul Gruber. Randy Grimes, Tom McHale. Tom McHale in at left guard, replacing the injured Mike Simmons. Backs and receivers. Big backs at that. Howard and Tate, Mark Carrier, Bruce Hill, Danny Peoples, and Willie Drury will be in on obvious passing situations. 2nd and 5 for the Bucs. Ball at its own 25. This is Hill in motion. Lars Tate, the carrier. Spins. Give the credit to Frank Warren for slowing him up, and Lars Tate gets back to the line of scrimmage only. Saints defense, a good one. Frank Warren, Jim Wilson, a nose tackle playing extremely well, and Jumpy Getters in right in. Linebacking core, Brian Ford replacing James Haynes at that linebacking position, trying to find a replacement for Ricky Jackson. And the secondary, Massey. Toy Cook replaces Milton Mack at that right quarterback spot. Brett Maxey and Gene Atkins in on obvious passing situations. 3 wide receivers for the Bucs. 3rd and 5. Testaverde has to run it. He's got the first down and goes down at about the 32-yard line. A 7-yard run by Vinny Testaverde. Kenny, he may have to learn how to slide.
That's one of the things that he has improved on, JB, is the fact that he won't force that ball down into the coverage. The Saints dropped back in a zone that time, and instead of forcing that ball in there, he's going to tuck the ball and protect himself, try to get the first down, or throw the ball away, or dump it off to his backs. That makes him a complete quarterback when he sees the whole field. He's better at it this year.
Ball at the 32 of Tampa, 1st and 10. The Bucs trailing by a touchdown. 3 wide outs in. And a little too much leading the intended receiver on that play was Testaverde.
That's the type of things that they've tried to do for Vinny Testaverde this year, is to make the offense a situation where he has outlets where he can dump the ball off.
As you take a look at Bobby Hebert, got a dinger. Snaker?
tough guy. You know, he was banged up last week. It caught him throwing the ball last week. He got some ribs. He only stayed out a couple of plays, and now hopefully this knee's not real serious, because this kid is a good quarterback, especially in this system. He sees things and gets rid of the ball quickly.
We'll see him back on the next series. Brett Maxey in at strong safety, replacing Antonio Gibson. 2nd and 10 for the Bucs. Testaverde back to pass, going up top, and the intended receiver was Don Smith, and the Bucs fans wanted pass interference. Vaughn Johnson, the best cover man of the backers, was out there covering Don Smith.
Well, you see right away that the Buccaneers are going to their left side, the Saints' right cornerback. That's where they had problems, where the Saints had problems last week, is on their defensive right corner. Green Bay picked on that situation and hurt them an awful lot. You see right now the Bucs come out testing that right cornerback spot.
They'll bring up a 3rd and 10. Saints in their dime defensive package. Testaverde out of the shotgun. And it's complete across midfield to Mark Carrier. Tight pass, glue hands.
Again, working on the guy that had success on last time is Milton Mack. Now, if you don't think Testaverde can throw the football, watch this. He just throws an absolute strike, and the only place that Carrier can come down with it, and Carrier goes up and makes a nice catch. But again, taking a shot at Milton Mack, who had trouble last week.
Carrier had a big game last week, 5 receptions for 86 yards. 1st and 10, ball at the 48 of the New Orleans Saints. And the handoff to Tate. Tate got some room, bangs his way down near the 40. And Lars Tate, the 2nd-year running back out of Georgia, with an 8-yard strong run. Stopped on the run by Brian Ford.
Nothing fancy, JB. Watch the fullback right here lead the hole, and the back's right behind him, and he just cuts right off of his block. With that big William Howard, a good blocking fullback's going to lead right up the middle. The back takes the ball and cuts off of his block once the motion comes across. Here it is right here. There's the handoff. There's the cut off of his block. Good power football.
2nd and 2 for the Bucs. Tate again. Looking for room to the outside. There's a flag on a play as Lars Tate gets near the 1st down marker. Sam Mills on the stop. And this will go against the Bucs. Taking it back.
The Bucs offense really hasn't had the consistency that Ray Perkins would like. They played extremely well in their opener against Green Bay. They moved. Here's our call.
Holding, number 82 of the offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat the down.
They played well against Green Bay. They controlled the ball the last 5 minutes to get them out of there with a win, and they played very well in their other games. And then they go to San Francisco, and they're inconsistent. Vinny was a little bit inconsistent. The defense played well. They've got to combine an offensive performance and a defensive performance.
2nd and 13 for the Bucs. Ball moved back to the 49, their own 49. Take a look at Ray Perkins. Feels good about his troops this year. Said they've gone up a notch in competitiveness. Hill in motion. And Testaverde looking to the left. No one there. And he goes to William Howard. And Howard takes it to about the 45, 44-yard line. Called it an 8-yard run by Howard on a swing pass. Frank Warren and Robert Massey on the stop.
As we said at the top, JB, this is the thing that Vinny's doing with the help of Howard. He's the back, he's the outlet. Vinny drops back, he gets the pressure, doesn't have anything, dump the ball off.
Sylvester Kroom, the running backs coach of the Bucs, says, we don't have great backs, but they're strong with decent hands.
Good kid. They can catch the ball, catch the outlets, but they're an inside running team, a power running team. The back that they don't have is the game breaker, the guy that can go 80 yards.
Don Smith and William Howard in at the back spots. And Vinny Testaverde calls timeout. Seemed to be some kind of a mix-up.
Could be a couple of different things, you know. Maybe the formation, maybe the personnel he had.
The struggle for excellence. is the spirit behind running a business. It's the only way to run an airline. At Northwest, helping you do business is putting us on the fast track. In all we do, we're striving to jump the line from merely good to being great. Because being the best is the only thing we want to be.
There's no place on earth that I'd rather be than out in the open where it's all plain to see. If it's gonna get done, it's up to you and to me. There's no place that I'd rather be. Head for the mountains of Bush. Head for the mountains of Bush.
I wanted to live in the Rocky Mountain region. 12 or 13 of us have played together now for 8 to 10 years. We just have a good time.
Keep it down.
What Tom does is he doesn't care if we make mistakes. He doesn't get down on anybody.
A lot of these players depend on Tom Dater for their life insurance.
It's all teamwork. It's, no individual players.
He's been on their team for 10 years, and with New York Life for 18 years.
Why would I buy insurance from a stranger when I can buy it from the worst fullback in Boise?
New York Life, the company you keep.
The national power of fourth-ranked Auburn collides with undefeated Tennessee, gunning to get into the top 10 next Saturday on CBS Sports.
Saints on top, 7-0 first quarter action, 1:19 remaining. As we take a look at William Howard, the big back Snake and I have been talking about, 250 pounds, who played at Tennessee and had a pretty decent career. And speaking of Tennessee, coming up next week here on CBS Sports, it'll be Auburn taking on Tennessee. Auburn expected to be the class of the SEC. Testaverde back to pass on third down, complete. Enough for the first down. Give the credit to number 82, Ron Hall, the big tight end from Hawaii, with the good hand. They needed 8, they got 8.
One of the things that gives problems is anything that crosses in the backfield like this. Now watch these back. There comes Ron Hall across the formation. There goes a receiver across the formation. He decides to take Ron Hall for the first down. But you crisscross people in front of those linebackers, it gives them indecision.
Testaverde looking impressive on the first drive for the Bucs. Ball marked at the 35 of the Saints. This is Tate, and Tate bangs into a horde of Saints. 4-yard gain. As the clock continues to run down, that may be the last play of the first quarter. Your thoughts on Testaverde in the drive so far, Snake?
I think very good. You look at the top of the show that we said that he is a more complete quarterback and he has more confidence. And I think one of the reasons that he has that confidence is because now he's seeing all the field, getting rid of the ball, not throwing the interception, keeping him out of trouble.
And the Bucs are threatening right now, trailing only by a touchdown, 7-0 to the New Orleans Saints.
Pulling power. Which full-size pickup truck really has the most? We put the truck with the biggest standard engine up against the truck with the most standard torque and let them pull. And the answer is, it's the truck with both. The biggest engine and the most torque. The big Ford pickup. Ford trucks. The toughest competition we have is ourselves. The best-built American trucks are built Ford tough.
I've made up my mind. I'm going to do it. Why shouldn't I? I'm the one who has to look at myself in the mirror every morning. So before I lose another hair, I'm going to the doctor. I know doctors have treatment programs that are proven to work. More guys are trying them every day. I'm not bad now, but I wouldn't mind looking better.
Your doctor can really do something about hair loss. So see your doctor, or call this toll-free number.
Power equals work divided by time equals the Reebok cross-training system equals the physics behind the physiques equals Reebok.
Let's get that nose. It's Dad. How do you shave under that thing?
Introducing the Slim Twin Razor System with the slimmest cartridge to reach every place on every face.
Dave, I'd give that back his nose.
New Slim Twin from Schick.
Overcast day here in Tampa, Florida. Saints on top by a touchdown. And Snake, we talked at the top of the show about both of these teams being evenly matched. I think that first quarter was reflective of that.
I think there's no doubt about it. That ball control offense, but they're not playing defense the way that they would like.
2nd and 6 for the Bucs. Ball at the 31 of the Saints. 3 wideouts in for Tampa. Testaverde complete to the sidelines, and the referee ruled no, it hit the ground. Mark Carrier looked as if he had got up under it, tried to disguise it nicely, Snake.
Yeah, you try to disguise it, and all they're doing on offense is they're just taking what the defense gives them. They look over there, and they try to decide whether it's going to be man-to-man or zone, and it's going to be a zone. Throw it out there and take that little short gainer. Here's a shot of it. We can make our own decision. We'll play official for a while. There's the throw outside. Comes back for it. Incomplete. I'm wearing the striped shirt. Incomplete. Incomplete. Working on Robert Massey.
Snake, and that's the wet side of the field, and we'll talk a little bit about the weather that Tampa's had when we come back in just a moment.
Get ready. You could win a Plymouth Voyager instantly. Just watch CBS to match the number on your Kmart newspaper circular. Play the CBS Kmart Get Ready giveaway tonight. I'm ready. He's ready.
This is the New Orleans that draws visitors from around the world. Jazz, the French Quarter, Cajun cooking, and Mardi Gras. Hi, I'm Sam Mills of the New Orleans Saints, and this is my family. And as a volunteer for the United Way, I've seen how your contributions have helped many people here in New Orleans. Tammy's story could be the story of any teenager today.
My freshman year in high school, I found myself thinking that maybe life wasn't worth living. There's so many pressures on you, and many times you don't know which way to turn. But I found out through the United Way and this counseling program that it really wasn't worth it to end my life to suicide, and that there was something to live for. And I realized that there are a lot of people out there who really care.
United Way. It brings out the best in all of us.
This message furnished by the National Football League.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Busch Beer. Head for the mountains of Busch Beer. Northwest Airlines. Their job is helping you do yours. And by Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately?
A lovely city, but Kenny, they've had a lot of rain over the past 3 days here.
Yeah, the field is a little soft, say, from the numbers to the flat area on the outside of the field. And you think about that from a quarterback standpoint, I don't think that changes anything. I think the receivers have to be aware of it, knowing which way they're going to cut, and be aware that it is soft out there.
This field has one of the best drainage systems around, but it's been pretty wet over the last few days. 3rd and 6 for the Bucs. They're 3 of 3 on this drive on 3rd down. Testaverde back to pass. And it looked to be a great catch, but the official said no, he was out. Mark Carrier tried to plant those toes in bounds. Robert Massey providing the coverage.
Again, the Saints having trouble on the corners with the rookie Massey and with Milton Mack and Toy Cook on the other side. People are going to take shots at those young players as they're doing right here. Almost a great catch by Carrier.
And I wonder if we'll see a replay on this one, Ken, because Carrier certainly did argue pretty vociferously on that play.
Ray Perkins keeping his young troops together for a long period of time, and that's basically been his theory, is to keep them all together. Here's another shot. Getting pressure from the right side from Pat Swilling.
Oh, Mr. Referee?
Huh? I think we ought to look at that one again, huh?
I think they're doing just that.
Here we go. Got their heads together on it. You make the call. Complete. 1st and 10. Move the chains.
You know, Bill Bradley wrote a book called A Sense of Where You Are on the basketball court, and certainly it applies here with Mark Carrier, knowing exactly where he was on the field and having the presence of mind to get those tippy toes there.
I think that's a situation when you're on the sidelines and also knowing where the first down marker is to get enough depth to get the first down.
I used a basketball analogy, and Mark Carrier is a big basketball fan himself. As a matter of fact, said he wanted to play pro basketball.
Further review by the replay official. We have a reversal.
Whoa! Reversal? Huh? Huh? Where's my striped shirt? Where's my whistle? I need my whistle and my striped shirt.
I'll tell you one thing, you still have your eyes, buddy.
Well, being an offensive player, you know I'm a little biased.
Battle of unbeaten there, Phoenix and New York. Giants on top by a touchdown. And two teams looking for a victory, Washington and Dallas, battling evenly.
Black and blue division, the Bears going strong.
Well, Snake, your eyes came through, and I'm sure Ray Perkins appreciates that. The Bucks keep their drive alive. It'll be first and 10, ball marked at the 31 of the Saints.
Just a great effort by Mark Carrier, number 88. Fine receiver, leading receiver going into the game for the Bucks. And you can see this young man right here is playing better than he did last year, not forcing anything, taking what the defense gives him, methodically move the ball down the field, dump it to the back.
One of the things you mentioned also is how Testaverde is making a conscious effort to spend more time with his players, particularly his receivers.
I agree. He spends more time with his players in the offseason, even during the season. They go out and they have some fun together. But the bottom line is, he can do all that he wants to, study all he wants to. He's got to get it done down there on the field.
That's the bottom line. First and 10. Tate, the ball carrier, looking for a hole, dancing and stepping. Maybe about three. And leaping. When you heard your defensive guys talk when you played, did they like leapers to try to really take the air out of them?
I think so. I think anytime you see a guy that leaves the ground an awful lot, that they want to stick them, you know, and try to keep them on the ground. The ball's a little exposed when you leap like that, and they're going to try to pop you.
Second and 7 for the Bucks. Ball at the 17 of New Orleans. 14th play coming up for the Bucks, operating out of the pro set. Testaverde, audibly. Incomplete. In and out of the hands of Mark Carrier.
Saints are going to play a little bit tighter than they have in the past. Last week, the Green Bay Packers did that very thing right there. They'd raise up because they were playing off a long way, and Toy Cook has replaced Milton Mack, but they're playing tighter today. They're not going to give them that short stuff.
This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Tampa Bay Bucks and the National Football League is prohibited. 3rd and 7. Saints in with their dime defensive package. Red Maxey and Gene Atkins in. Testaverde going up top for the fade.
Nice play.
Incomplete. So Willie Drury running the fade route, but guess who was providing the coverage?
Again, working on the right side where they've had their trouble. But a really nice play that time by Toy Cook and by that young man right there, Milton Mack. They're going to get picked on all day. They better get ready for a lot of that.
And boy, is confidence not a key asset of a defensive back? Milton Mack, picked on badly last week, comes back and shows good coverage this time. Donald Igwe-Buike, who seems to never miss from this range, will attempt a 34-yarder. And in fact, he is perfect from this range. It's up, and he keeps the accuracy intact as Tampa gets on the board. 7-3, New Orleans.
Rainy nights aren't much fun, except when it's pouring inside. Shouldn't your night belong to Michelob Light?
Did you know that there's only one company that's willing to stand behind its 800 service and guarantee that your calls get through? We have a new AT&T 800 assurance policy which says a call must get through. If you're using AT&T's basic 800 service, and all of a sudden there's a problem and you're not getting your calls, well, we can start to send those same calls to a regular telephone line right there in your office, and we can do that within an hour, guaranteed, get you back in service. We can probably do it quicker.
We help more Americans go to college, and we issue more MasterCard and Visa cards than any other company. We also serve millions of customers in every major marketplace worldwide. We're Citicorp and Citibank, America's largest financial services company. Whatever financial success you hope to achieve, whether it's business or personal, we can help you do it, and do it better than anyone else. Citicorp, because Americans want to succeed, not just survive.
This NFL Team Summary is sponsored by Citicorp, because Americans want to succeed, not just survive.
Saints outgaining the Bucs on the ground 42-21. Bobby Hebert continuing his impressive individual performance, but the instant replay kept the drive alive for the Tampa Bay Bucs. And Snake, as you mentioned at the top, Testaverde needed to come away with some points. They didn't get a touchdown, but they did get some points.
Well, I think you have to like the way Tampa Bay's playing ball. They're controlling the ball. Testaverde not making the big mistake of turning over the ball, taking what the defense gives him. I think both defenses would like to be playing a little bit better than they are right now.
Very telling statement that Vinny Testaverde mentioned to us yesterday. He said that he's trying to learn to become a complete quarterback as opposed to just a thrower. And this is taken at the 2. And Derek Shepard at about the 18-yard line. Boy, what was the name, the number on that truck? Sam Otto, number 56. Saints on top, 7-3, second quarter action here. James Brown along with Kent Stabler. And Snake, I guess if we were to look inside the heads of both coaches right now, again, the game is going according to plan.
I think it's going according to plan on offense. I think the defenses have to tighten up and try to not let them control the ball on them. Turn the ball over in field position for your offense.
1st and 10 at the 18 for the Saints. Forcade, play action. Decides to run it. There's a flag on a play as John Forcade runs it out of bounds at about the 23-yard line. So Forcade still in at quarterback for the Saints. Hebert may be shaking up a bit more than initially thought.
John Forcade's an interesting story. Get to it maybe after we get the call from the officials. See what we got here. That man was really upset this week. We talked to him.
Holding, number 72, the offense. 10-yard penalty. Half the distance to the goal. Repeat first down.
And Dale Hamer makes the call against Jim Dombrowski.
I think watching John Forcade, that you're going to see, he replaced Bobby Hebert, you see right there. John Forcade, you're going to see a lot of that out of him. He's not the guy to stand back there and hold the ball. He'll take off with it.
And the Saints obviously trying to make certain that Bobby Hebert is very clear-headed before he gets back in there. Meanwhile, the Saints have a 1st and 19. Ball at its own 8. Forcade, the handoff to Hilliard. And Hilliard runs hard. Gets it up near the 15-yard line.
Tackled by Eugene Barr. Gain of 7 yards, 2nd and 13.
You know, you lose this guy out of your offense. You lose Bobby Hebert out of your offense. And what you miss a guy who will stand back there and hold the ball, knowing that they have a ball control offense, sees the whole field, and delivers the ball to the right guy versus the right kind of coverage. He's a smart quarterback in this system.
2nd and 12 for the Saints. Ball at its own 15. Forcade with plenty of time. Intended receiver, and it's intercepted. And Mark Robinson loses the ball. There's a flag back at the 30-yard line. The intended receiver was Craig Hayward coming out of the backfield. Mark Robinson had the interception, and then he lost the ball. And Steve Court fell on top of it for New Orleans.
Defensive pass interference. Number 39, the defense. First down.
Well, the The call goes against Harry Hamilton. Intended receiver, as I mentioned, was Ironhead.
Well, they get a break here. Ill-advised throw. Inexperienced quarterback in your own backed up in your own territory, throwing the ball in the middle of the field. Inadvised. A lot of people in there. There you see the interference. Ball tipped. Mark Robinson intercepts. They get a break right there, JB. Another angle of it coming right here. Yeah, he's on him a little bit quick. Draped all over him.
Well, the Saints get a 1st and 10 out of it. Ball marked at New Orleans 29. Forcade back to pass. And the ball is tipped. The intended receiver was Eric Martin. Robert Pig Goff. Looked like he got a hand on that one.
Watch Forcade's feet when he sits back in the pocket sometimes. He gets those nervous. A lot of times that comes from just not playing, just inexperience, not used to the things that are happening around him. Timing is off a little bit between he and his receivers. Just comes with experience.
And it looks like we're going to see John Forcade for a while longer. 12:44 remaining in the first half. Bobby Hebert has just been taken to the Saints locker room. This is Hilliard. And Hilliard, not showing obvious signs of that bruised thigh, runs for 8 yards on the play.
You notice their running game has been directed mostly to their left side of the formation, and that's behind Brad Edelman, an experienced all-pro type player at left guard, and, of course, their big #1 draft choice, Jim Dombrowski, the left tackle.
Brings up a 3rd and 1 for the Saints. New Orleans on top, 7-3. Scored on the opening drive of the game. Dalton Hilliard, 1-yard run. Our formation. Play action. And it's complete to Hilliard across midfield. And Dalton Hilliard showing an excellent pair of hands. 1st down, New Orleans. Hilliard operating that time against Harry Hamilton for the 14-yard pickup.
Short yardage pass that everybody has in their arsenal. See him turn, gives the hand fake to Buford Jordan, 23. The back on that side is Dalton Hilliard. That fake is designed to hold the linebackers, which it does, and a nice throw by Forcade.
Great concentration on Hilliard's part to hold on to it. 1st and 10 at the 48 of the Bucs. Play action, under pressure. Forcade scrambling. And Forcade running for his life. Picks up 2 yards.
The kid's a good athlete. We're going to see a lot of that. He'll tuck it down, put it under his arm, and get what he can. He's an exciting player. Got his shot a couple of years ago as a replacement player during the strike. I think that's the first time that he caught the Saints coaching staff's attention, and at that time he was coaching in high school and teaching in high school, and comes back here and beats Dave Wilson out for the #2 job.
Pressure applied to Forcade that time by Pig Goff, number 94. The Bucs. It brings up 2nd and 8 for the Saints. Ball at the Bucs 46. Hilliard, the lone back and the ball carrier. Stopped initially for a good second effort as he bounces off of Ricky Reynolds. Boy, Dalton Hilliard really working overtime, worked hard for those 3 yards.
And you notice he takes a hit right on those big, strong, he's got big, strong legs. He's not that big up top, but bottom, he's got the big, strong thighs. You saw Mark Robinson pop him good. He just keeps going. Tough little back.
Well, you hate to talk about what ifs, but what if the Saints did have their healthy backs in the game?
Well, you know, I think one of the things that made the Saints so tough in the past is having the combination of Hilliard and Reuben Mays to offset each other.
Donnie Elder and Bobby Futrell, the additional backs for the dime defensive package for the Bucs.
Here they come.
3rd and 5.
Nope, they back out of it.
Incomplete as Forcade leading Floyd Turner, the intended receiver.
Again, probably a timing situation. Forcade probably didn't get very many repetitions during practice this week. As a result, timing's off.
And an appreciative Bucs crowd. George Winslow in to punt for the Saints. Bobby Futrell back for the Bucs.
Nice kick.
And he gets off a good one. But it into the end zone, so the Bucs will bring it out. A 43-yard punt, no return. It'll be Tampa's ball when we get back.
America's most luxurious minivan, the Oldsmobile Silhouette. The totally new Cutlass Supreme 4-door. The new 88 Royale. The new long look of the Tornado Traverse. The new Cutlass Supreme convertible. Your father's automobile. This is a new generation.
This is not your father's Oldsmobile. This is a new generation.
Because most of our flights are short, this is what our meals look like on Southwest Airlines. It's also what our fares look like. Southwest Airlines. Southwest Airlines has one of the best on-time records in the country.
Mr. Smith, you're early.
Just something to remember. Southwest Airlines.
A classic tale of Major meets girl, Major proposes to girl, girl meets Major's major friend. Will it put the slammer on love and send romance up in smoke? A major hit, Major Dad, Monday.
Why are so many hospital workers, including a respected chief of orthopedics at San Francisco General, quitting? They're afraid they could end up with AIDS. And as you hear with that familiar ticking sound, that'll be tonight on 60 Minutes. That'll be followed by Murder, She Wrote, Island Sun, and Wolf. Testaverde back to pass. Pump fake. Going up top. Looking for Peoples. Simultaneous catch. And they rule it an interception. Robert Massey, the very confident rookie out of North Carolina Central.
Pick it on the rookie like everybody's going to do. Normal drop back pass. Testaverde takes the short drop, fakes to the other side, and then lays it up. And Massey is all over it. Terrific coverage. Ball is a little bit short, thrown a little bit short, and the rookie goes up, makes a nice play. That'll build his confidence.
So Vinny Testaverde throws his third interception of the year. And that young man right there, Robert Massey, he told us last night, Snake, he expected them to come to his side.
Wanted people to come to his side because that's the only way that he could get the recognition that he wants.
Said, please come to my side. 1st and 10 for the Saints. Fourcade still at quarterback. Hilliard, the ball carrier, grabbed in the backfield. Reuben Davis, no gain. And the latest word we have on Bobby Hebert is that he was taken to the locker room, took a shot upside the head, and now the Saints will not confirm a concussion, but they are in there examining him to make certain that that is not the case. And Snake, believe it or not, they say Hebert will return.
He's a tough kid, as we said earlier. He took a shot in Green Bay. He takes one every week, and he gets up and plays.
2nd and 10 for New Orleans. 8:45 remaining in the half. Saints on top, 7-3. And it's complete to the sidelines. John Fourcade, with plenty of time, finds Eric Martin. Rod Jones on the tackle. 15-yard pass play. Fourcade to Martin.
Real nice touch by John Fourcade. Tampa Bay came out in a zone that time. They came out in a zone that time. They got the strong safety up. You'll watch to the right of your screen. Number 30 is Mark Robinson, the safety. And watch this touch. He lifts the ball right over the top. There's Robinson, number 30. Ball right out of his reach. That's a really nice touch on the ball for the first down.
1st and 10 at the 40 of Tampa. Hilliard working the left side. Running hard down to about the 36-yard line. Call it 3. Call it a pickup of 3. Snake, what's the major difference between Hebert as a quarterback and John Forcade? What strengths and weaknesses does he bring to the game?
I think Hebert will probably get rid of the ball quicker than Forcade because he probably sees the field a little bit better, more experienced, understands what they're trying to accomplish on offense, and I think you'll see him take that short drop and bang, the ball's gone. I think with Forcade, you'll see more dancing around, trying to figure out what they're doing because he hasn't played.
2nd and 7. Hilliard, alone back. Play action. Forcade. Oh, looking for Eric Martin, and just off of his fingertip. Give me credit, though, to good coverage to Rod Jones. Close affair out there in Philadelphia. Not so close between the Giants and the Cardinals.
Chicago working on the Detroit team. There's a good battle in the AFC.
3rd and 7 for the Saints. 4 wide out then. Brett Perryman and Floyd Turner come in.
A lot of people up there on the line. Here they come.
A one-handed attempt by Eric Martin, and it's incomplete.
Again, the timing, JB, I think if you see a Bobby Hebert, and Forcade's doing a good job of stepping in, but he hasn't played. The timing is off.
And the Buck fans appreciate the defense. Snake, you make a good point because you can see it in the expression of Eric Martin, who hung his head after he attempted that one-handed snag, timing off.
Knows he has something, ball a little bit high.
Fellas, this will be a 53-yard attempt by Morton Anderson. Career, he's 13 of 27 from 50-plus. And that'll be no good as Morton Anderson attempted a 53-yarder. Bucks defense holds.
Cars aren't cheap, never have been. That's why I never take shortcuts with cheap oil and air filters. Give me AC filters every time. AC filters match the original specs on my cars like a nut on a bolt.
Precision AC Delco parts. They don't just fit, they match.
Keep your car running the way it was made to run.
Now get up to $8.80 back on AC filters and plugs. See your retailer for details.
How much insulation do you have in your attic? 3 inches? 6 inches? Well, the Department of Energy recommends R38 for most American homes, which is equivalent to a foot of Owens Corning pink fiberglass. So grab a ruler and measure your attic insulation. Then get rolling. Because 12 inches of pink fiberglass can help you get a foothold on your energy bills.
For a bear of a thirst, I reach for it first. I can drink a lot more, and it settles the score. 4 fingers, number 7, the taste of pure heaven. It's the drink of the moon. It's playing altitude. It moves Louis' lip.
It shakes Eric's hip.
So look out, Pepsi, the move is on. Now we're singing the Diet Coke song.
Diet Coke has the real cola taste you can drink a lot more of because it's just 1 calorie.
Yo, just for the taste of it, Diet Coke.
The Everett to Ellard connection. The Montana to Rice Express. The NFC West takes to the sky next Sunday.
7-3 ball game. Saints on top. 7:37 remaining in the first half. Morton Anderson from 50 yards plus is just about 50% accuracy from that range, and you can tell by his reaction he really expected to make it.
Well, coaches have confidence in him past 50, where other coaches might punt the ball.
1st and 10 for the Bucks. Their own 36. This is William Howard looking for room on the left side. And he leaps across the 40 to about the 42-yard line. Pat swoops on the stop. 5-yard run by Howard. And New Orleans defense today, as you take a look at the numbers there,
Yeah, 6 attempts. You see the first one, 6 attempts, 3.7 on first down. I think that's pretty good if you can hold a team to 3 yards for first down. The thing you don't want to happen is to let teams create short yardage situations, such as 2nd and 5, 2nd and 4.
We've got a 2nd and 5 here. Ron Hall and William Harris, the 2 tight ends in for the Bucs. Howard, ball carry. Leaping again, up near the 45. And he leaps for a 4-yard gain, and apparently Lars Tate has some kind of influence on William Howard with the leaping.
Those 2 guys have to file a flight plan before they play.
Radar picked up low-flying aircraft here, huh?
But they're the big, they're the big, strong back type. They don't have the guy that can bust one loose for 80 yards for a touchdown. They're the hammered out type, inside running game.
3 tight ends in on a power formation on 3rd and 1. And the Bucs call timeout as Testaverde is talking to William Harris, the 2nd-year player from Texas, who seemed to have started his motion a little too soon.
Looks like he started his motion, then he realized he wasn't supposed to go, and then is already in the middle of it. Is one of those uh-ohs.
Man, you talked about some of the guys you played with who may have forgotten some assignments or 2.
You know, what we did is we just drew them up in the dirt. We just get us a clean place on that dirt infield in the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum and draw them in the dirt.
Old-fashioned, they still work best. Coming up at halftime, Brenton Irv with all the scores, highlights, and latest information. And Pat O'Brien, reporter supreme, has the moving story of Kansas City's rookie linebacker Derek Thomas, whose father is missing in action in Vietnam. That'll all be coming away at halftime. NFL Today with Brent and Irv. Good ball game here. 7-3 contest. Saints on top, 6:04 remaining. James Brown along with Ken Stabler. And Ken, as I have been saying repeatedly, that I guess the game plans are being adhered to. You're saying that the defense still needs to tighten up a bit more.
Sure, anytime you only get 2 possessions in the first quarter, the teams go the length of the field. You've got to tighten up.
Tate, ball carry. Still on his feet, loses the ball. Out of bounds at the 49. But enough for the first down. And Dave Waymer runs him out of bounds.
Well, they're just running off the corners. They pitch the ball. Watch this. He's going to turn and pitch. It's just man-on-man blocking. Here comes the support. Massey tries to get up force. He's kicked out by 43. William Howard with a good block. Better hang on to that pumpkin there, kid.
Good effort by Dave Waymer, who actually knocked that ball loose. Waymer's a fiery one.
Good move to put him at free safety now. A lot of experience back there.
All the players say it as well. On 1st and 10, Testaverde rolling to the right. And it's complete to Ron Hall. And Hall goes inside the 40 to about the 39-yard line. And Testaverde had to get that one off as Sam Mills was applying the pressure.
So you're going to see right here, Testaverde's going to fake the ball that way, then roll out here and let his tight end come over in here and just find a little open spot. He's going to fake it. That holds the linebackers. There's the little fake. He gets outside. Now here comes his tight end right out here. There he is right there. Hooks it up when he sees the guy outside. Nice play. Good job by Benny of reading.
That's a tough throw as well.
You cross your body.
Ball at 38 of the Saints. 1st and 10 for the Bucs. 4:57 remaining in the half. And Testaverde, frustrated again, calls timeout. Mental mistakes.
Well, he says something to William Howard on his way by, and it looks like that William Howard may have gone in motion either the wrong way or was not supposed to go in motion at all.
Next Saturday at 2:30 Eastern, it's college football action as the 4th-ranked Auburn Tigers battle the 14th-ranked Tennessee Volunteers. And Snake, you know all about the SEC. You said you like Auburn as the class of the SEC.
Well, most people in that area are picking Auburn. You know, they've got a good young quarterback in Reggie Slack who makes things happen. They play tremendous defense down there. A lot of people pick them for the SEC. Of course, Tennessee, I think they've won like 8 in a row or something. Johnny Majors has got them going good.
Now, your alma mater, Alabama, playing well, won yesterday.
Alabama won 15-3 yesterday, and they're coming back. They've had some injury problems early in the year, but they're playing well.
So Lars Tate, culprit that time with the mental mistake, goes out. Don Smith replaces him. 1st and 10 for the Bucs. Smith in motion. And boy, talk about yet another major mental mistake. And the officials haven't blown the whistle yet. Now, Don Smith was in motion, ran over the line of scrimmage by 5 yards up at the top of the screen on the left. He stopped, but the official did not blow a whistle.
Didn't blow the whistle, and the thing that gets him is a 30-second clock. Looks like it runs out.
Now, Don Smith replaced.
Ball starts. Number 34, the offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Well, at 34, that's Lars Tate in the backfield. There goes the motion to the sideline.
But Tate's not in the game.
He said 34?
He sure did.
Where's my striped shirt? I'm going to have to go down there, I guess.
Well, the mental mistakes are contagious out there. This will bring up 1st and 15 for the Bucs. Don Smith was the one who replaced Lars Tate, who made the mental mistake earlier. This is Smith, and Smith gets all of that yardage back and more. On a good play, and the Bucs get the first down.
Good call on long yardage. It looks like it's going to be a pass, a drop back. It's a little delayed draw to Don Smith. Good ex-quarterback from Mississippi State is now a running back. Got good running ability, and once he gets in the secondary, he can make something happen.
That's the way to make up for a mental mistake.
There it is. You make a mistake, you better gain some yards next time you touch it.
1st and 10. Ball at the 27 of the Saints. Smith in motion. Birdie looking for Peoples, and does he hold it? Great catch by the rookie, Danny Peoples. Kenny, even as a defender, you have to appreciate that hold.
No doubt. Right down here at the bottom of your screen, it's just going to be that quick slant-in type thing, and Testaverde just absolutely drills it. Watch this right here. They run everybody off, and there it comes the inside guy about the 10-yard line. He has to catch the ball. Testaverde sticks it right in the numbers.
Because Waymer and Massey really applied some serious pressure on that hit. But Danny Peoples holds on to it, giving the Bucs a 1st and goal. Ball marked at the 5 of New Orleans. Smith and Howard are the backs. Testaverde going to the corner. Incomplete. Robert Massey with tight coverage on Mark Carrier.
Just a real nice play by their #1 draft choice, Robert Massey. The ball was caught for a second. He fights it down through his hands for the incompletion.
And guess who Robert Massey watched play football when he was a youngster, a toddler? Guy he's playing with now, Dave Waymer.
Watched Waymer play. Used to collect Waymer's football cards when he was a kid.
An impressive rookie indeed. And Snake, I tell you, I can't get over the kind of confidence he exuded in the meeting. He said, hey, I want the guys to come my way.
Well-spoken young man, real tough hitter on the run, and he wants to play. He'll be a good player.
2nd and goal. Ball still at the 5. 3:07 remaining in the half. Bruce Hill in motion. And Vinny takes it out of bounds. Great read by the defense of the Saints. Ryan Ford tackles him out of bounds. And a 6-yard loss on the play, and give the Saints the credit. As you take a look at the numbers on the screen here, opponents getting inside the Saints' 20-yard line, 6 of 6 scoring.
Not a good stat if you're a Saint defensive player. They've had trouble keeping people out of the end zone once people get down inside that scoring territory, inside the 20.
And 5 of those 6 scores, touchdowns. 1st and goal, ball back at the 11. Touchdown, Tampa Bay, Ron Hall. No flags. So the young man, Ron Hall from Hawaii, who traded in his surfboard for a pair of good football hands, gives the Bucs their first touchdown of the afternoon. Donald Igwe-Buike with the point after. And it's good as the Bucs move out in front by a field goal, 10-7 over the Saints at the 2:53 mark of the first half.
Rod Hall right there, the tight end working on Gene Atkins. Gene Atkins just back from an injury. Hasn't been playing that much. See, it takes him out, breaks it off right there, little post, and the ball is perfectly thrown right in the 8 and the 2. Nice throw, Vinny.
Ron Hall feels he ought to be able to catch 50 to 60 passes this year, and he's coming off of a strong year. Really seems to have a good sense of himself. Snake says, I'm not blessed with great speed, but I know how to play football.
Knows how to play football, got the good instincts. Only 4 other tight ends caught more passes than that young man last year, and I think that'll be a big help to Vinny Testaverde. He's got good people outside in Carrier and Hill. This guy right here, they'll be able to do some damage.
In your time with tight ends, I guess speed isn't always the biggest asset.
Not always the key. Dave Casper, a great tight end I played with, was a terrific player, Hall of Fame type player. Raymond Chester, a great player, tight end.
And just to think, the Bucs may have another tight end that they're working on right now. Ray Perkins says Jackie Walker, formerly a linebacker for him, he thinks will be a great one. Not a good one, a great one. Donald Igwe-Buike kicking off for the Bucs. A little short. Shepard broke down and slammed down at the 25. A flag on the play. And Derek Shepard is indeed a dangerous one. And we'll await the call by the official.
Derek Shepard returned to the 25, tackled there by Jackie Walker.
And Dale Hamer signals this one will be against the Saints.
Illegal block, number 39 of the receiving team. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Brett Maxey, safety for the Saints. As you take a look at John Forcade, who's been in at quarterback, replacing Bobby Hebert, who left in the first quarter with a blow to the head. Now the Saints say he may be back, but they're still examining him in the locker room. Ball at the 15 of New Orleans. Hilliard across the 20. Flag thrown on the play as a little post-play pushing taking place involving Sean Lee of the Bucs.
Dalton Hilliard with the ball carrier.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 97 of the defense, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Snoke, you may not like to see the penalty, but I got to believe that Perkins likes the attitude.
I think you have to like that attitude. Here it is right here. There it is right there. Watch this one right here. There's a good Mike Tyson right hand. It's usually always the second guy. Usually always the second guy.
He and Steve Miller working at it. Sean Lee, as you see, given a chance to come over to the sidelines to cool off. Perkins may be showing a little bit of frustration there, but I still think he likes to see that aggressive.
I think he does too, but anytime you get a team that's backed up, the crowd's not real happy with it either. You get a team backed up like that and you have it's not a very smart penalty, and let that team come out of there, you have to be upset with it.
Well, Perkins doesn't like the yardage marched off, I know that. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Saints. Ball at the 48. Hilliard finds daylight to the right. And Dalton Hilliard showing the shake and bake moves that free him up for extra yardage. That one, a 9-yard run by Dalton Hilliard. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 1. Saints trail by 3. And remember, coming up at halftime, it'll be Brent and Irv in a New York studio. NFL Today highlights, latest information and all the scores. And Pat O'Brien has a report, a story on the father of rookie linebacker Derek Thomas of Kansas City, whose father is missing in action. It'll be coming up at halftime. And Snake, as we went to the commercial, 2 sets of penalties, one against Sean Lee and the other against Ray Perkins. Unsportsmanlike conduct penalties, a total of 30 yards worth of penalties. 2nd and 1 for the Saints at the 39 of the Bucs, and Hilliard gets smacked back. Check that, make it view for Jordan. As Rondy Weston came in and applied the hit. And Snake, it looked to be for no gain on the play.
Good job over on the right side. Of course, like Rodney Weston, you said, they have to be able to stop the run. When New Orleans plays the best is when they're able to create the short yardage situation, when they're able to get their running game involved and spread the ball around to a lot of people. First thing to do, stuff the run.
Call it 3rd and 1. Saints, 3 tight ends. And this is Hilliard running hard for the first down. Actually stood up a little bit, but the second effort. And during that timeout, Brad Edelman, the starting left guard for the Saints, left the field under his own power, looked a little woozy, replaced by Jeff Walker, second-year guard, backup guard from Memphis State. And Hilliard certainly had been benefiting from the blocking on the left side of the line. Take a look at his numbers, 14 carries for 67 yards.
Off to a good start, nursing a pretty tough thigh bruise.
1st and 10 at the 34 of the Bucs. Tice in motion. And Hilliard. Flag on the play as Hilliard still running. Gets inside the 15. Rod Jones on the tackle. It looked as if Hilliard wanted to pass that time. The play wasn't there. The initial call is against the Saints.
Holding, number 78, the offense, 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
Kind of a new little twist here, JB, a little wrinkle they do. Watch Dalton Hilliard back here. He's going to give the fake one way, go that way, but he's going to throw the ball. See him dropping back? But he does the smart thing by pulling the ball down, getting what he can.
And the call was made against Jeff Walker, who just went in to replace Brad Edelman at left guard, bringing up a 1st and 20 for the Saints. 1:07 remaining in the first half. 4K play action. For Eric Martin, complete. Down inside the 30. Harry Hamilton on the stop. 17-yard pickup by the Saints.
Getting into their hurry-up offense, 50 seconds left.
Makes it 2nd and 3. 4K going back across the field, overthrows the intended receiver, Hobie Brenner. So that stops the clock with 39 seconds remaining in the first half.
Well, you got to be careful throwing the ball back across the field, no matter who you are. You're down in there with an opportunity for field goal, opportunity for scoring. A little of the inexperience coming out in John Forcade. Just throw that ball away and start over.
Snake, I was about to ask you, knowing that as a backup player, you're only one play away from being in there, how do you size up, how do you grade Forcade thus far, given that he was thrown in under these circumstances?
I think he's doing a good job of moving the ball club. He just needs to be careful with throwing the interceptions in his own territory, or here, turning the ball over when you have an opportunity to score.
3rd and 3. Complete to Jordan. And Jordan's got the first down and more. Down to about the 13-yard line. And the clock is still running.
They spend the timeout, JB.
Finally, stop it at 26 seconds remaining.
Nice job of Forcade just to improvise, just to get the ball off. He's standing back there looking downfield. Then he feels the pressure, sees Jordan. Now watch this move. Number 54 overruns it, Irving Randall. Overruns the play, and Jordan does a nice job of cutting it back. Good job by Forcade of standing in there, not seeing the rush, not feeling the rush, and dumping the ball off.
And the Saints still a nicked-up team. Buford Jordan, of course, was grappling and is grappling with a hamstring injury. Eric Martin, his ankle certainly looks to be a lot better today and a major part of the offense. And certainly give some credit to this young man here, John Forcade, who came in and is doing an admirable job, still trying to settle down, but doing a great job of it.
Doing a great job. I think he's helping himself because he has such great athletic ability. Run around, jump around back there and buying some time.
Started only 4 times prior to today. 1st and 10, ball at the 13 of the Bucs. Forcade decides to run it. Flag thrown on the play as John Forcade is knocked down at the 10 by Eugene Marr. But there is a flag on the play. And that'll move the Saints back.
Holding, number 72 of the offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
And that's the veteran Jim Dombrowski.
You look at the right side, you can't see too much from that particular angle right there, but it was a holding penalty in that group of players after looked like Forcade had already broken out of there.
Brings up a 1st and 20 for the Saints. Ball back at the 23. 21 seconds remaining in the first half. Forcade running for his life. And dragged down from behind by Henry Rowland. And on the ground, grabbing his ankle, is John Forcade. And he is in pain. Good sign for the Saints as Forcade grabbing that left ankle of his, dragged down by Henry Rowling.
Well, let's see if we can spot it. Henry Rowling, number 55, putting the pressure on. He drags him down, and you don't know if he does it initially or after it. Right there. Oh, that doesn't look very good. After he did the somersault down on maybe his ankle.
Snake with Bobby Hebert in the locker room being looked over for what perhaps might be a slight concussion. A real blow to the Saints with Forcade going down because Dave Wilson, their 3rd quarterback, is inactive.
It does bring up an interesting situation with both their quarterbacks being down, and a lot of teams will go light at various positions because of the injury situation. Here you're going to see another shot of the injury. We can pick it up and see what happens. There's Henry Rowling, 55, and he grabs his jersey in the back. Now, he doesn't do it initially. He's not hurt right there. No, it's after he does the flip, right here. Right there. Oh, right there on his left ankle.
Oh, that looked nasty.
Yeah, it didn't look good at all. But it does bring up an interesting situation that all their quarterbacks are down. Dave Wilson is inactive. Now, who's our quarterback?
And Jim Moore is really faced with a dilemma here because now he's got to think who he's going to bring in to do most of the handing off.
That's right. Handing off is a good point. I mean, you certainly have to be able to throw the ball, but in this situation, we don't know who the 3rd quarterback's going to be. There you see Dean Kleinsmith with his arms up under. Dean Kleinsmith, the fine trainer of the New Orleans Saints, with his arms up under John Forcade. Seems to be in quite a bit of pain. Kevin Mangum, the assistant trainer, with Forcade's hand on his shoulder. Very good staff there at New Orleans.
12 seconds remaining in the first half. Saints trailing at 10-7. Craig, really a shame that Hebert hasn't been back because he's been having such a great start to the season, although, of course, the Saints lost last week to Green Bay. Individually, he's had a great start to the season. Very impressive, very accurate.
No doubt he's completed. Bobby Hebert has been completing about 70% of his passes. Off to a good start. Of course, his injury today gives that young man an opportunity to play, and then, of course, the unfortunate injury gives the Saints time to come up with what they're going to do as far as the third quarterback is concerned.
Well, I'll tell you, Kenny, I do remember last year that Mo Hill, Lonzel Hill, played quarterback in high school back in Stockton, California, so it'll be interesting to see if Jim Moore will actually bring Mo Hill in, depending upon the status of Bobby Hebert at halftime. So a lot of decisions for Jim Moore to make come halftime.
Well, I think they get a break because it was right prior to halftime with only 12 seconds left in the half. They'll kick the field goal, attempt the field goal, and then go in and see what they're going to do about the quarterback situation.
And Morton Anderson will come in to try and tie this one up. This will be a 33-yard field goal attempt by Morton Anderson on 2nd and 13. It's up. And we've got a tie ball game with 8 seconds remaining in the contest. And coming up in about 8 seconds, Brent and Irv will bring us up to date on all the action from around the NFL, scores, highlights, and the latest information. And again, Pat O'Brien, really a reporter supreme, will have the moving story about Kansas City's rookie linebacker Derek Thomas, a young man who's, along with his family, has been wondering and worrying about his father who's missing in action in Vietnam. All of that coming up on the NFL Today halftime. A tie ball game here at Tampa Stadium. 50,000 plus on hand. James Brown along with Ken Stabler. Ken, I'm not sure what the rules of the NFL call for retired quarterbacks coming out of the announce booth, but the Saints certainly could come up here and get you out.
Well, you know, I could get back there in the shotgun, but we're going to need lots of time, guys. We're going to need a week back there. I don't think it's that bad yet.
Morton Anderson kicking off, back deep for the Bucs. Donnie Elder and Bobby Futrell. This is Elder at his own 1. And Elder dropped at the 19 by Antonio Gibson. So with 3 seconds remaining in the first half, the Bucs will run out the clock, go into the locker room, all tied up with the New Orleans Saints at 10 apiece.
Ball backed up on a 20-yard line with only 3 seconds left, and hand the ball off, a safe play, maybe even ask your quarterback to fall on it, but hand that's what they're going to do right here. Vinny Testaverde's just going to step back, kneel down, not take the chance of a fumble exchange between quarterback and running back. Go in at the halftime, start over.
You know, Ray Perkins talked to us yesterday, Ken, when we were talking about that tough schedule that the Bucs have coming up, including New Orleans. Hey, injuries will make a lot of those upcoming games very, very different. And right now, the Saints are faced with that kind of decision. Bobby Hebert in the locker room injured, and John Fourcade out. That's the end of the first half with the score. New Orleans and Tampa Bay all tied up at 10 apiece.
Position that they really can't afford it.
Morton Anderson with the high short kick. And it's taken by Futrell. And Futrell still on his feet up near the 30-yard line. So the Bucs will take over 1st and 10.
Bobby Futrell returns to the 28-yard line. Stop by Ford.
10-10 ball game.
10-10 Bay.
I think starting out here, JB, I think they have to just keep doing the things that they've been doing, just execute a little bit better. Something that's hurt them is the penalty situation has hurt them. But offensively, they seem to be moving the ball. Vinny's seeing things, and just keep doing what you're doing. Plenty of time.
Carrier and Hill, the receivers. Hill to the near side. Testaverde hands off to Tate. Tate down the right end. Got some room. Gets out across the 35, a 7-yard run by Tate before being stopped by Sam Mills.
Nice job by Lars Tate of hitting it up in off the tackle, off the corners. Nothing in there, plugged up and bouncing the ball outside.
Sam Mills, the left inside backer for the Saints, mentioned last night, Snake, that he was awfully embarrassed to show up at practice this week.
I think embarrassed is a word that a lot of the Saints use when we talk with them. They're just embarrassed over the effort of losing the big lead against Green Bay.
2nd and 3, ball at the 37. Tate split to the right. This is Howard, the big fullback, as he bangs ahead, and he's got the first down. So William Howard pulls his way for a Bucs first down. John Bruin and Rob Taylor providing the blocking, and Bobby Hebert will in fact start the opening series of the second half for the Saints.
Yeah, we said last week and this week that he's a tough kid, and he is a tough kid, and takes those licks, gets up, gets back, and he wants to perform, and he's with a team that has an opportunity to become better, but only with him at quarterback.
1st and 10 for the Bucs. Ball marked at their own 42. Opening drive of the 3rd quarter. Hand off to Tate, and Tate wrapped up in the backfield. No gain.
Defensively, this is what the Saints have to do, is they have to have the good first down. I mean, the Bucs have to have the good defensive plays on first down, like they did then. Good defensive on second down, create the long yardage situation. There's the leaps. He's got 2 leaps. I think that ties in with the flight plan that he filed. They want to leap 4 times this series.
Even with the low cloud cover. 2nd and 10. Tate in motion. Testaverde. And nearly intercepted by Sam Mills. There's a flag on the play as Testaverde nearly had that one picked off. And this will go against the Bucs.
As we said earlier.
Number 69, the offense, 10-yard penalty, repeat second down.
Well, they catch John Bruin, but we said at the top, keep doing the things that you've been doing, controlling the ball, but we got to eliminate the penalties, eliminate the mistakes. And you're going to have those when you're dealing with a team that's as young as the Bucs.
That'll bring up a 2nd and 20 for Ray Perkins' Bucs.
Ray feels real good about his team. Calls it just a bunch of guys. No stars here, no stars there, just a bunch of guys.
As Dale Hamer indicated, the penalty was declined.
3rd and 10.
We'll make it 3rd and 10 for the Bucs. Saints with Brett Maxey and Gene Atkins in for their dime defensive package. Testaverde looking for Bruce Hill, and Bruce Hill had to spin around the other way. Robert Massey providing the coverage at left corner. That'll bring up a punting situation for the Bucs, and this is number 1, punt number 1 of the afternoon for the Bucs. And Chris Moore, the rookie out of Alabama, will be doing the punting. If you take a look at the graphic there, he was the first punter picked in the 89 draft, 6th-round draft choice for the Bucs. Back deep for the Saints. Derek Shepard, dangerous indeed. Moore gets a good one up. 4.2 hang time, and Shepard takes it down and is nailed at the 1. A 47-yard punt by Chris Moore, and there is a flag on the play. There's a flag back at about the 44-yard line.
Number 20, illegally downfield on the kicking team. 5-yard penalty, repeat 4th down.
Well, Chris Moore Don't know how he can improve on that one. 4-2 hang time on a 47-yard punt. You think he might have a few words for Odie Harris?
Well, the guy that gets a break is Derek Shepard. He goes back to field the ball and looks like he has a little bit of indecision as to what to do with it. Then he slips and then barely avoided safety.
And Moore barely gets this one off. It's slightly tipped, and Shepard takes it at his own 19. There's another flag on the play, and Shepard dropped at about the 30 by Sam Ano.
Running into the kicker. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, fourth down.
Here it is. There's the kicker steps. That's a 1-2-3 step drop and hits it, and here comes that ball draws a big crowd. You see,
running into the kicker by the receiving team. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, fourth down.
Well, Milton Mack and Robert Massey were the two right on top of Chris Moore. And we'll have yet a third attempt at a punt. Well, now in the record books, it'll go down as the first punt.
That's exactly
for Tampa Bay. But he's gotten 3 shots at it. And Derek Shepard getting a little practice at it as well. Chris Moore gets this one away and pushes Shepard back. And the Saints will take over, finally, at their own 20. A 58-yard punt is what it will go down as. Well, folks, in keeping with the interesting game that it's been thus far, John Forcade will be in at the starting quarterback spot here in the third quarter. And as serious as that injury to his knee looked at the end of the first half, he's the one that's at the quarterback spot. Bobby Hebert is on the sidelines. And the Saints had told us that it would be Hebert starting. But the proof is in the pudding. Forcade hands off to Hilliard. And Hilliard across the 20 to about the 21.
Well, you watch Forcade move around on that leg as he came out to hand the ball off, and he's not 100% by any means. He's limping badly, and how that's going to affect their passing game, we'll just have to wait and see.
Well, Snake, he's got a sprained knee, John Forcade, but we're being told that's the lesser of the 2 injuries.
Head injury and a knee injury.
I guess that says it all. 2nd and 8. Brenner and Tice in at the tight end. This is Mo Hill in motion. Forcade, quick out to Martin, and Martin's got the first down and is run out of bounds at the 34. Urban Randall slams him to the ground. Ken Stabler and James Brown coming to you from Tampa Stadium here in Tampa, Florida. Good ball game, tied at 10 apiece. Saints and the Bucks. And the story has been that of the quarterbacks of the Saints. Bobby Hebert, the starter, out in the first quarter. Perhaps a slight concussion. We have not had that confirmed yet. John Forcade, sprained knee. He's back in. Hilliard and Hayward, the backs. Hilliard, the ball carrier, on first down. No gain.
Well, that's what they have to do. They've got to shut down the first down play, shut down the run, and make New Orleans throw the football. They've got an injured quarterback in there, and that injured quarterback is a second-string quarterback. So force him to play. Even with his injury, force him to play, and the best way to do that is to stop the run.
Should make the defense hungrier.
That's exactly right.
Second and 10 at the 33. Forcade, one up top for Martin, and overthrows it. And Forcade, I'm sure, is thinking about that knee.
Sure, he's going to get rid of the ball. He got rid of the ball much too quickly then. The receiver hadn't come out of his move good yet. He's just kind of get rid of the ball, possibly because of the knee injury.
1986.
He's favoring it badly, as you can see him walking around the huddle right there, favoring that left leg.
Dalton Hilliard and Craig Hayward out. Buford Jordan in. 3rd and 10.
3rd and 10s are not the situation you usually find this football team in, the offensive team.
4 wideouts in for the Saints. And Forcade tries to force that one in. Flags everywhere. Intended receiver was Floyd Turner.
Nice play by Bobby Futrell, and he looks to be the one injured.
Looks like he took a good shot to the side.
Defensive pass interference, number 36.
Let's see if we can see it. Forcade buys some time by stepping up in the pocket. Turns it loose. There's an awful lot of people in there, but that's a good call. Futrell is all over his back.
And Futrell actually took that hit from his own man. The 10th Tampa Bay penalty of the game. A total of 95 yards the Bucs have lost on penalties thus far. Tight affair taking place up at Veterans Stadium while the Giants continue to expand their lead. Detroit closing in on the Bears.
The overstretch offense.
Rodney Peete supposedly back in action in that one. I wonder if it's possible for the Bucs defense to get a little too anxious, a little over anxious, knowing that they've got an injured quarterback there, and maybe not stick with the game plan and just do what's solid for them.
Well, I think when you change quarterbacks that way, when John Forcade comes in for a Bobby Hebert, the first thing you think about is the running ability. This guy's a good athlete, can run around. But after the injury, I think they maybe feel like they've got to sit and duck back there. So let's get back there and put the pressure on. They really haven't put the pressure on him this first series.
1st and 10 for the Saints. Ball at midfield. Play action for Martin. It's up and it's intercepted. Mark Robinson. The man whom the Buck players call the student comes up with the interception. Still deadlocked at 10-all, but the Bucs have the ball in Saints territory.
Well, the Saints, bottom of your screen, they're going to try to hit a little slant right in there to Eric Martin. The ball is well thrown. It's just simply tipped up in the air. Of course, Mark Robinson is usually in the right spot at the right time.
Ball at the 45 of New Orleans. Bruce Hill in motion. Testaverde looking for Hill. He's got him. And Bruce Hill, second effort, takes him to the first down marker and more.
I think this is the type thing that the Bucs have designed for Vinny Testaverde. It's a little bit shorter things where he doesn't have to hold the ball. And as you see, he gets the ball out there to Bruce Hill, who's had a little problem this year getting started.
And you don't think that he's happy to have caught a ball?
He's off to a slow start, only 2 receptions coming into this game, and Mark Carrier was off to an 11-catch start coming in. He's been a little down, but it'll come his way.
Hill told Testaverde and Coach Perkins he wanted to be more involved in the offense. They said, hey, we'll take what the defense gives us. It'll come your way. 1st and 10, ball at the 34 of the Saints. Looking for Carrier. He's got it. Complete. Carrier's got a first down. Yard pass play. Toy Cook was the right corner on that coverage.
That's where Green Bay had most of their success in late in the game, and driving down into scoring territory was working on the Saints' right cornerback position, whether it be Mack or whether it be Toy Cook.
this is a time when the Saints were mentioning last week that they needed the leadership and the talking of Ricky Jackson. All knotted up at 10 apiece, 9:52 remaining in the third quarter, and what's working well for the Bucs right now is Ken, they're capitalizing on opportunities. The secondary coming up with the interceptions, which they didn't the last couple of years.
Their interceptions are up. Mark Robinson, 5 interceptions in the last 6 games or so, and that's because of Doug Graber, their defensive coordinator, has done a good job every place he's been. Interceptions are up.
And Vinny Testaverde capitalizing, marching the Bucs down the field, 1st and 10 at the 20, under pressure, and throws it away. And Sam Mills is a little upset because he thinks he had Testaverde in the grasp. Let's see if he's right. Mills wants the sack. Mistake, I think he got it.
They do get the sack. Vinny does a good job of getting rid of the ball, trying to avoid the sack, but the in the grass rule gets him. But that's one thing Vinny has done better. More aware of what's going on around him, playing with much more confidence. Avoiding the big mistake, taking what the defense gives him. That's what he's been doing this particular series with the short, intermediate passes.
First sack of the afternoon for the Saints. Brings up a 2nd and 19. Give the credit to Sam Mills. Completes to Hill. Stutter steps his way to about the 18-yard line. Sam Mills on the stop. And I guess this ought to be indication enough to Hill that whatever the defense presents, he'll be in the offensive flow.
I don't think there's any doubt about it. Guys get upset because they don't catch the ball for a couple of games, but if the offense is going the way that it's supposed to, the ball will be spread around to everyone.
Add to that Hill is in the last year of his contract, and he wants a little bit of leverage.
Wouldn't hurt a thing. Wouldn't hurt a thing to have about 60 catches at the end of the year.
3rd and 6.
There he is.
Complete. First down pass to Ron Hall.
Here he is right here, little hook zone right in there. Then he goes back, looks over the entire defense. He always knows he has this little short thing. See Ron Hall releasing, nobody around him. Then he has the presence to see the whole field, sees that, zips it in there.
Brings up a 1st and goal for the Bucs. Ball at the Saints 5. 7:57 remaining in the third. Tie ball game. Tate. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Of missed tackles last week for the Saints, and Sam Mills missed on that attempt. Morris Tate capitalizes. Igwe Buike with the point after attempt. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers move out in front of the Saints by a touchdown, 17-10.
JB, here's what makes it happen at the point of attack. Watch Howard's block, the fullback. Watch his block right there at the point of attack. The fullback coming out of, there he goes. There's Brett Maxey, kicks Maxey out, and then Lars Tate finds the corner.
And the key play here, if you will, the interception by Mark Robinson got things started for the Bucs as they take it downfield. Snake, we've been guessing all afternoon.
And not too correctly, I might add.
So we'll guess again.
Who's going to play quarterback?
Who's going to play quarterback for the Saints?
Well, you look down the sidelines, you see Bobby Hebert down there throwing around. He lost a tooth in that little exchange with Mark Robinson in the first part, but it looks like he's okay right now. Okay, giving a lot on that bad leg.
Big wave PK. And it's a Shepard. And Shepard. Shepard better call the police. Scene of an accident. And Bobby Hebert returns to action for the first time since the first quarter to try to get something generated for the Saints.
Well, the crowd is back in the game, and the Bucs are fired up. It's becoming a team situation. Offense goes in, scores a point. The next thing has to happen is your defense has to come out and hold them and then get your special teams involved.
You know, Bobby Hebert's tough cookie indeed. In college, worked on an oil rig, picked up a live wire, was thrown back about 20 feet, and had some of the toughies over there talking to him, talking him through it.
He's got 11 live wires in front of him over there right now. I mean, all wearing orange.
Ball carrier. Eugene Marv on the tackle. Gain of about 3. Bucs defense starting to rise to the challenge. 5 quarterback hurries. 2nd and 7. Slam hard by Rod Jones.
I think we can notice that this Buck team is really fired up. I mean, they're just really passing some terrific licks out there. That's their strong suit on defenses. They're all young. They don't have a great deal of experience, but they're all hustle. They all go to the ball, and they all want to win. They're playing with an awful lot of confidence now.
Bring up a 3rd down for the Saints. 3rd and 4. Hebert looking for Hill. He's got him. Across midfield, Bobby Hebert finds Mo Hill. And Ricky Reynolds drags him down at midfield. 28-yard pass play. And Snake, there's the timing that you were talking about was lacking.
Exactly. Bobby Hebert gets back and he holds the ball. And he sees everything. Watch up here at the top of your screen. Little corner route right out there. Bobby Hebert in the shotgun. Takes the ball back and he gets a good protection. That's where it all starts. And then look at the touch. Right over the top, right on the money to guys that he's worked with week in and week out. There's that timing.
Ball marked at the 49 of the Bucs. 1st and 10. Hilliard. 1st down. To the 37. Irvin Randall on a stop after a 12-yard run by Dalton Hilliard. 5:04 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Saints trailing by a touchdown.
That's what they have to do. They've got to get that running game going. They're doing a nice job up there. Steve Trapillo that time, 65, doing a nice job. And they take some pressure off of Bobby Hebert, playing injured right now. Awfully important to be able to run the ball now.
Jimmy, you can just sense the confidence of the Saints with the experienced quarterback back there.
They seemed like a different team as soon as Hebert got back in the huddle.
1st and 10. Martin in motion. Hilliard. Drop for a gain, maybe of 1. Reuben Davis. Tripped him up.
It's a tray type play, that counter tray that everyone uses. Started out in Washington with Riggs running that play. They pull the off guard, off tackle, like I said earlier, the off guard and off tackle, all the people away from the point attack. They pull them up in there and try to let the back cut off.
The Saints will be seeing a lot of the Skins next week. That's their opponent down at the Superdome. It's 2nd and 10. No gain on the play. And Hayward pulling his way through a slight opening. Reuben Davis on the stop.
Well, the defense has what they want now. The Saints are extremely successful in third down situations when it's like 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, 3rd and short yardage situations. Here they've got them 3rd and 9 or 3rd and 10. The defense does its job when they hold them that way.
And Reuben Davis limping off for the Tampa Bay Bucs. This is a 3rd and 9 for the Saints. Donnie Elder and Bobby Futrell. In for the dime package. Hebert complete for the first down. So Bobby Hebert cool under pressure, finding his favorite target, Eric Martin. And boy, did that line give him some protection.
Well, you see this area in here. Watch Martin come down here and find that spot right in there. It's out of the shotgun. You're going to see Hebert take the snap. It's a zone. The linebackers drop out of there. Now look at that hole right there, that spot. Martin knows where that spot's located, slows it down a little bit in there, comes under control, makes a nice catch.
Saints are marching. 2:22 remaining in the third, trailing by a touchdown. 1st and 10 at the 24. Hilliard. Driven back. Winston Moss. And he got some help from Pig Goff. 6-yard loss on the play.
All the Saints' running success comes inside. They've got inside runners, those big backs. They try to get outside, and that's running into the strength of the Buck defense. Those linebackers can really flow. You take guys like Moss and Randall and Marv, Eugene Marv and Kevin Murphy. Those people run to the ball. You have to attack them inside.
With outstanding plays like that have kept Roderick Thomas, first #1 draft pick, on the bench. 2nd and 16. Complete to Hill. And there's a flag on a play in the backfield, the Saints backfield. But Hebert finds Mo Hill, Mark Robinson on the stop. And this will be brought back. It will be against New Orleans. Snake, you don't see things in the books when they talk about a quarterback like Hebert, like toughness, cool under pressure. People keep screaming, give me the long ball thrower. He delivers.
The bottom line is what is the W's and the L's. It's the wins and the losses. And you look back on Bobby Hebert's record, he's been winning for the Saints. His style of play really fits well in the style of offense.
And you can see that tooth that Hebert lost.
Bobby's going to be on the soup diet next week when he gets home. He lost a tooth.
Holding, number 60 of the offense, 10-yard penalty, repeat 2nd down.
I'm sure there are a few dentists who'd like to see him this week.
Yeah, that pro football player out there will put you on the Jell-O diet sometimes.
Jell-O diet,
yep.
Snake.
Tremendous numbers, 89 for Bobby Hebert. 79% completion, leads the NFL. Very few interceptions, only one.
He's going to need it on 2nd and 26. Hill in motion. And Hebert smacked from the blind side by Winston Moss. Winston Moss picks up sack number 2 on the year for him. And Snake, that's coming after no sacks all of last year. So Winston Moss continues his fine play. Make it 3rd and 26. 4 wideouts in for the Saints. Hebert complete to Hilliard out of the backfield. Nowhere near the necessary yardage for the first down.
What it does, because of a great effort by Bobby Hebert, it gives him the opportunity. It gives him the opportunity to kick a field goal, and this will show you what kind of stuff Bobby Hebert is made out of. Watch people hanging all over him. There he is, buying time. People coming from everywhere. Falling down. He's already been injured and gets the ball to Dalton Hilliard, and that enables them to get the ball up to the 30, and that's surely in the range of Morton Anderson.
I'm sure for the Saints viewers, that was reminiscent of a Stabler throw, falling forward.
End over end.
A 47-yard field goal attempt by Morton Anderson with 13 seconds left in the third quarter. And it's no good. So a miss from 53 and a miss from 47 for Morton Anderson, and the Bucs D hold. Tampa Stadium, site of Super Bowl 18 and soon to be Super Bowl 25. Bucs leading it 17-10 over the Saints. 7 seconds remaining in the third. Ken Stabler. Yours truly, James Brown, alongside here. Bruce Hill in motion. Lars Tate, the ball carrier. And Tate running hard.
Again, running to the right side. That's where they've had the success the last series. If you remember Tate cutting off William Howard's block where Tate scored the last series, that was an identical type play. They like the matchup on the right side.
1 second remaining in the third quarter as you take a look at Vinny Testaverde, and Snake, from all that the players have been saying about him being a night and day different type of quarterback from last year, seems very evident thus far.
I think so, and I think it's by design in Ray Perkins' offensive philosophy with his game plan. It's not let him get in trouble, not ask him to force things, but give him the little things he can do well.
Passing on second and third. Going up top. Just beyond the outstretched arms and hands of Mark Carrier. And that's the end of the third quarter with the score. Tampa Bay 17, New Orleans 10. We now pause for a word from your local station. Final stanza of action here at Tampa Stadium. And a flag on a play. The Saints offsides. Question is whether they were drawn offside. Jim Wilkes, the first to get through the line. And it's against the Saints.
Looked like the Saints were going to ease up there and try to put some pressure on with a blitz from some of their safety-type people. They got up in there, got a land.
Number 94 of the defense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Couldn't find an easier way to get a first down. And Snake, as we take a look at these numbers here for the third consecutive week, the Saints did not score in the third quarter.
Third consecutive week without scoring in the third quarter. The other thing is that the Tampa Bay Bucs are going into the fourth quarter with the lead. They did that against San Francisco. They couldn't keep the lead. Let's see if they do here.
First and 10 at its own 42. Testaverde. The carrier, complete. One man to beat. So Mark Carrier beats Toy Cook on the coverage, and a touchdown-saving tackle by Dave Waymer.
Simple little hitch. What happens is Toy Cook gambled. See, he gambled. He gambled at knocking that ball down instead of coming up and taking on Carrier. He takes that gamble. He loses at the gamble, and a nice open field tackle by David Waymer saves a touchdown.
First and 10 at the 25 of New Orleans. Down to the 20. 5-yard run by Lars Tate. Snake, as I looked at Dave Waymer on that last play, he kind of employed what basketball players do when they're defending a guy. You look at the navel, the midsection. That won't go anywhere because he's nowhere near as quick as Toy Cook is, and he made the tackle.
Exactly, and plus you use the sideline as the other man. You keep him on the outside of you. You force him that way. You use the sidelines. If he comes in, you make the tackle.
2nd and 5. Tate again. And Tate maybe a yard.
Well, they're getting their safeties involved. David Waymer that time, the free safety, he sneaks up behind the line of scrimmage a yard or so and helps support on the run. They do that when they're expecting a run. They know that it's going to be a run.
Saints not happy about this stat here. 7 of 8 scores inside the 20. Tate goes out. William Howard, the lone back. 3rd and 4 for the Bucs. To Ron Hall, and it's incomplete. So Testaverde felt the pressure coming. Tried to get it to Ron Hall, but incomplete. That'll bring on Donald Igwe-Buike to attempt a field goal. And Giants just really putting some distance between themselves and the Cardinals. And Pittsburgh looking to come on with its first win of the year in a major way, leading Minnesota. Donald Igwe-Buike. This will be a 37-yard attempt. Perkins should have no qualms about his accuracy. Bucs move out in front by 10. Saints have been handicapped with both of their quarterbacks injured today. Penalties certainly have hurt both teams. Kenny, the question we ask at the top of the show, is New Orleans slipping from the ranks of the elite, or is Tampa Bay starting to show signs of respectability?
Well, I don't think they're slipping from the ranks of the elite. I think the injury situation has really hurt them an awful lot. Their cornerbacks over there are not playing well. Get those people playing well, I think they'll be better. The other side of the ball, Testaverde's playing much more solid than he ever has.
Well, certainly the Bucs are starting to move up in level of respect around the league, and part of that is taking advantage of opportunities. They've done that. This is Shepard. Across the 20, and Shepard grabbed around the ankles by Donnie Elder. So Bobby Hebert back on the field for the Saints. 12:21 remaining in the contest. Saints trailing by 10. James Brown along with Ken Stabler. And Snake, we saw a lot of furious and fast finishes last week. It's going to have to be one of those for the Saints right now.
It looks that way. They've got 12 minutes, which is an awful lot of time. Plenty of time. Get down there, do the very same thing that your game plan calls for. Just execute, and then get your defense to turn the ball back over for you. They've got time.
High right for the Saints. Hebert. Complete to Brenner at the 46-yard line. So Bobby Hebert picks himself up off of the turf, but he's got himself a first down.
And this is the thing that Bobby Hebert sees so well. Watch Hobie Brenner, the tight end, right here. Get right in that passing seam right there. Hebert will get back, hold the ball, take a look at what the safeties do. The safeties go straight back. There's Hobie Brenner right in that zone right there. He's a big target with good hands. Not the fastest tight end, but a good receiver.
1st and 10 at the 46 of the Saints. Going for Perryman. Was it intercepted? It was. Harry Hamilton.
happens is they roll up in a zone. These safeties are going to go back to the outside. You can't see the safeties here, but they roll up. The cornerbacks roll up. They take away the quick thing that Bobby Hebert has, so he tries to get the ball over in the hole, but by the time he reacts, then the safety, Hamilton, has already made the play.
So Harry Hamilton comes up with his 6th interception in the 8th game. And this one was close to the sidelines, and apparently there's a review taking place to make certain that Hamilton was inbounds. But the Penn State safeties showing why they're valuable.
Well, their value is that both of them are extremely smart. Robinson and Hamilton, they react to the ball well. They direct traffic back there. They're the quarterbacks on defense.
Well, after further review by the replay official, the play stands. First down, Tampa Bay.
I guess we just look at each other in amazement here. First and 10 for the Bucks. Ball at their own 31. 11:31 remaining. Bucks on top by 10. Testaverde going up top for Carrier. He's got it. Play. Testaverde to Carrier. Carrier beating Toy Cook.
Well, Testaverde's just doing a little light surgery on the right cornerback, whether it's Milton Mack or whether it's Toy Cook. In this situation, Toy Cook, number 41. Carrier goes by him like he's tied. Then he throws the ball right on the money.
Howard bruising his way down to the 20. About a 6-yard gain. So bring up a 2nd and 4. Bucks back to that red zone. 20-yard line. 2nd and 4. To Howard. Howard loses the ball, and the Saints recover. A classic case of trying to do too much before seeing the ball in. So a big fumble by William Howard, and a recovery by Pat Swilling. Strong football action coming your way next week here on CBS. Doubleheader week. Game 1, you'll see Washington against New Orleans. The Skins are leading Dallas 27-7. And the second game, Tampa Bay against Minnesota. Minnesota right now being upset by Pittsburgh. And in that second game, you'll see the LA Rams against the 49ers. And the 49ers trailing by 4 to the Philadelphia Eagles right now. On first down, Hebert back to pass to Mo Hill, complete. To the 14, pick up a 5.
Well, the Saints have to start thinking in terms of the clock if you're on offense. You've got to get the ball down there because you need 2 scores. And they've got to speed things up, not in a huge hurry, but just get them in and out of the hole.
Flag on a play, complete to Martin. So Hebert to Martin across the 30, but there is a flag on a play, and Dale Hamer. You hear the crowd against the Saints.
Holding, number 60 of the offense, half the distance. Repeat, second down.
Steve Court.
Well, that's number 60, Steve Court, right behind, in the middle of your screen, right behind the official. Yeah, that's a nice takedown. 2 points for a takedown for Steve Court. That's certainly holding. And that killed you back there. You only have 10 minutes left in the game. You've got to get out and get a score and get the ball back again. They get a great play out of Hebert and his receiver to get the ball out, and that just absolutely killed you.
Boy, penalties have really played a major part in this game today. Both teams, 30 of those yards against Tampa Bay on one play. Sean Lee and Ray Perkins, the coach. 2nd and 12 from the 7. Hebert with plenty of time. Complete to Hilliard. Hilliard pushed out of bounds at the 14. They get 7 of those yards back. Roderick Thomas pushes him out of bounds.
Tampa Bay playing in a deep type zone, not to give up the big play, not to let them strike quickly. Drop back in those zones and make that team be patient and go the length of the field. That's the defensive thinking.
Roderick Thomas, #1 draft choice for the Buccaneers, rookie out of Nebraska, has not seen much playing time, Kenny, and part of that reason is because of the play of Moss.
Missed training camp. Missed some training camp as a holdout. Finally gets back in there and really hasn't had the work.
36. And it's complete. So Hebert picks up the first down. The pass complete to Floyd Turner, the rookie, out of northwestern Louisiana.
Hebert's pass was complete to Floyd Turner.
Philadelphia out in front by 11 over San Francisco, and the Giants just spanking Phoenix. Washington looks as if they'll pick up victory #1 this season. That coming in the 3rd week, while Chicago comfortably ahead in that contest. 1st and 10, ball at the 22 of New Orleans. Flag on the play. Incomplete, intended receiver Mo Hill, but we've got a flag on the play.
Hebert's pass was intended for Lonzo Hill. Broken up by Roderick Thomas. Flag in the play.
And that'll be against New Orleans. And Kurt Jarvis, 2nd-year nose tackle from Alabama.
Ball start, number 67 of the offense, 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Stan Brock, the guilty party. I mentioned Kurt Jarvis, slow getting up. He's limping off the field. Replacing him is number 97, Sean Lee.
We shut down that play.
Ray Perkins, Steve Blue. A little more relaxed than we've seen him in years past.
Easier training camps than what we understand, too. But maybe Ray's mellowing a little, or either the experience of these players is coming through. They've been together a while now.
1st and 15 from the 17. 8:43 remaining. Hilliard. Across the 20 to maybe the 21, Eugene Marv leading a gang of Buccaneers. Take a look at Bobby Hebert, toothless, knocked out in the 1st quarter. His Saints trailing by 10 with 8:18 remaining in the game.
Well, personally, I think we need to air the ball out a little bit. We got 8 minutes left, and the Saints have to have 2 scores in order to get back in this game, and they're running the ball on 1st down. I think air the ball out, throw the ball.
Dalton Hilliard split wide to the left. 2nd and 10. Hebert under tremendous pressure, and he's down. Murphy. Murphy's 2nd sack of the day. The man who had only 1 all of last year has 4 on the season thus far.
Watch this little stunt over here between these linebackers over here. It's a stunt that gets them back in the backfield. Put the pressure on Bobby Hebert. That's the thing you notice. Look how many. There goes 59, 59, 79. 79, Reuben Davis putting the pressure on. Here comes number 59 right there to make the play. Kevin Murphy coming off a really good game against San Francisco.
This is 3rd and 25. Flag on a play. Intended receiver Eric Martin. Ricky Reynolds smothering him. But there is a flag on the play.
Hebert
use of the hands. Number 65 of the offense. The penalty is refused. Fourth down.
That's Steve Trapello, the right guard for the Saints. Winslow back to do the punting for the Saints. Bobby Futrell back for the Bucks. Hang time doesn't give Futrell any time to return it. A 37-yard punt by George Winslow. Saints trailing by 10. 7:04 remaining in the contest. Tampa Bay leading New Orleans 20-10. And Ken, I guess if you look at the way the Bucks are playing, a good case can be made for it. Doesn't have to be fancy, just effective.
Sure, that's the way they play too. On defense, they play a normal 3-4 type thing. Not an awful lot of stunning on offense. Benny's just taking the little things, the outs on the outside, picking his spots to hit the big one. They're playing simple, but they're playing real tough.
Buccaneer defense doing the job. First and 10 for the Bucks. Ball at midfield. 7:04 remaining in the contest. Tate. And Lars Tate with a 7-yard run stopped by Jim Wilkes.
I think on offense now, your thinking should be that we're going to run the ball. Tell the offensive lineman that we need to run the football. We need to keep the clock running. Stay in bounds. Let's get our running game going. Let's pick up some first downs. As this right here, let's just run our stuff. There you see Bruin coming out, getting the block. There's Tate following Howard, his big blocker. They get a nice gain, and that's what they have to do, and work on the clock. Other side of the ball, defensively, the Saints they need the football. They'll tell each other, strip the ball. Hold him up, let's strip the ball.
2nd and 3. Howard, first down. And he's still on his feet. Down to the 32, 11-yard run.
Nice job on the left side of your screen between Tom McHale, 73, Paul Gruber, 74. Open up a hole for that big guy, and you get 250 pounds going through there on those defensive backs. That's tough.
Let's give a little bit of credit to Tom McHale, third-year player from Cornell who had never played guard in professional ranks, filling in at the left guard slot for an injured Mike Simmons, who was a first-year player at guard. 1st and 10, ball at the 32 of New Orleans. Howard again. Running a la John Riggins. Straight ahead.
This is when your offense has to do exactly what the Bucs defense is doing. You have to control the ball on the ground, knowing that the clock is on your side. Move it down in there and make the other team have to go a long way for the touchdown or either come out of it with points.
Take a look at Joe Ferguson, the 17-year veteran, giving the signs from the sidelines. First final of the afternoon, Seattle. A big winner over New England, 24-3. And we'll have all the scores from around the league as well as highlights on our NFL Today postgame show coming up at the conclusion of today's contest.
You know, JB, I think that Joe Ferguson situation we saw, Joe, has been very good for Vinny Testaverde to have that experience around him, to talk to him, to be there for him, just to talk.
And right now, Vinny Testaverde has a strong fullback by the name of William Howard, who's doing the job for him down maybe about 1.5 yards shy, 2 yards of the first down. So that'll bring up 3rd and 2. Take a look at the Bucs on the ground. Not bad. Clock's running. 3 3:50 remaining in the contest. It is 3rd and 2.
The good part about the rushing yards, JB, is the fact that they're getting an awful lot of them in this critical situation right here where you have to control the ball.
And wouldn't you know it, that Mr. Leap himself would be the ball carrier, Lars Tate.
And that's the value of those two big, strong backs, and they fit well into Perkins' plan because they block well for each other. They're the kind of guys that can control the ball for you. Here it is right here, right behind Howard. He files his flight plan, and there comes Tate with his flight plan right behind him.
Consultant to the Buccaneers and the NFL.
3 leaps today for Air Tate.
It's a new category, isn't it, JB?
And that leap was enough for the first down as the Bucs keep the drive alive as Air Tate heads to the sidelines. Vinny Testaverde, more confident. Kenny, he says he has an interesting goal this year. He's keeping in mind the 35 interceptions from last year, but in a positive way.
35 interceptions last year, and Vinny Testaverde told us yesterday that his goal was to have the most attempts and the fewest interceptions for attempts this year. And I think that's an admirable goal, especially after you throw 35 one year.
Well, he had 5 interceptions coming into the 3rd game last year. He's got 3 thus far. This is William Howard, and Howard bowling his way forward for a 2 to 3 yard gain. Frankie Warren on a stop. We'll call it a gain of 4. Tampa Stadium in Tampa Bay, Florida, and the fans have plenty to cheer about as their Buccaneers lead it 20 to 10. James Brown along with Ken Stabler and Snake. The Bucs felt that they were competitive enough to play with the teams in the middle echelon, if you will, like New Orleans, and they're showing it thus far.
No doubt, and I think the performance they had last week against San Francisco, although they didn't win, they played San Francisco heads up for about 3.5 quarters. But there's no doubt that this is an improving football team with an improving quarterback.
2nd and 6. Hill and Carrier to the right. Howard. And we're at the 2-minute mark of the contest. Bucs on top by 10. With Tampa out rushing New Orleans 70 to 31 in the second half. Boy, does that guy wish he were playing for the Saints.
Well, not only because he's such a great player physically, but because he's the emotional leader of that team. He's the guy that'll stick his head in that defensive huddle when the Saints are having trouble with the run, as they are right now. He'll reach in there and wrap somebody in the head and say, come on, let's get going. We got to stop this. Ricky Jackson right there, wearing the hat with the shades and a little puffed up jaw from his automobile accident. Need to get him back in there.
Doctor said 4 weeks out, he was ready to play today.
Tough guy.
3rd and 4. And we've got a Tampa Bay timeout. Well, that gives us time to let you know that we've got an outstanding lineup coming your way tonight here on CBS. It's a special Sunday night episode of Island Sun. For those of you who missed it Tuesday night, the premiere of Island Sun with Richard Chamberlain playing a doctor in Hawaii, and you'll get a chance to take that in tonight. And of course, that'll be surrounded by some glittering shows on the air. Your favorite, Kenny.
Tick, 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 60 minutes. And later, she wrote.
Island Sun and then Wolf, all coming your way tonight on CBS. And talk about maybe not stellar, but very solid performance by this guy here, Vinny Testaverde.
I think solid is a good word, JB. He hasn't made the big mistake, and that was his problem last year with all the interceptions, but he hasn't turned the ball over, and he's made the big plays long when he's had to, control the ball with the short passing. Nice performance today.
8th play of the drive, using 5 minutes and 5 seconds off the clock are the Bucs, and this is William Howard keeping it on the ground. Waymer. And Toy Cook hits him out of bounds, but it looks like he got enough for the first down. So the Bucs, with 1:53 left, in great shape to run the clock out. Well, Ray Perkins, Snake, said that his ground game, nothing fancy about it, nothing finesse about it, all straight ahead bull work.
Exactly. They don't do very much pulling. They don't trap very much. All they do is get man on man and get those big backs working.
And this is Howard again. fumbles the football. And it looks like the Bucs have recovered. Now, Snake, that's reminiscent of last week when the Skins were leading in their contest with Philadelphia. Gerald Riggs had a great running day, maybe called one time too many, called upon one time too many, and he fumbled.
Exactly. You get a little bit tired carrying the ball that often, you know, and you spit it up. But Jim Wilkes, the nose guard, comes up with the ball. It's a little counter thing there. You see the back cuts behind right there. There's William. There's Wilkes right there and takes the hit. Ball spits up. And that's the way it's been bouncing for the Saints all day. The Bucs recover.
Well,
the Saints come out of there.
The Saints recovered.
The Saints come out of there with it.
And it looked like the Bucs were all over top of it.
Well, the situation here is, of course, a minute 45. You get right into your 2-minute thing and throw the ball.
Hebert, inside handoff. .136 and counting. Hebert, back to pass. Flags everywhere. Incomplete. And there's a flag on the play, and
illegal hands to the face, number 65 of the offense. The penalty is refused. Third down.
And boy, Steve Trapillo having his difficulties today.
Here's the fumble again. Let's see what happens. There's Wilkes. 43's Howard. There's the ball. That looks like an off. It's a pile of bodies, and there's a football under there somewhere.
Well, we'll say they definitely had a much better view of it than us. 3rd and 10 for the Saints. Hebert completes it. And diving for the first down is Eric Martin. The clock still running. Hebert completes to Turner, who takes it out of bounds to stop the clock.
And they will give them those things, you know. They're going to sit back there and drop the linebackers back in the hook zone and play the double zones or roll to one receiver and give the Saints the short things.
Saints have 2 timeouts left. 58 seconds remaining in the contest. Saints trailing by 10. Kenny, we talked a little bit about Ricky Jackson and what his absence means to the New Orleans defense. Sam Mills and Robert Massey were talking how they really did miss his leadership, his talking, his urging them on last weekend, perhaps having the same effect today.
Emotion plays a big part in the game, and he is certainly the emotional leader of that team.
On 2nd and 4, Hebert out of the shotgun. And tries to throw a little softy in the direction of Eric Martin, incomplete.
Well, that picture right there tells it all. Bobby Hebert picking himself up off the ground, and that's been the case the entire second half. They've really applied the pressure to the New Orleans team, and you talk to Doug Graber, their defensive coordinator for the Bucs. That was the idea. Go in and put as much pressure as we can on Bobby Hebert.
And that certainly has been the story. Both quarterbacks for the New Orleans Saints injured today, both in the first half, and certainly had to have some effect on their productivity this afternoon.
No doubt.
Indianapolis comes back from behind to knock off the Falcons. 3rd and 4 for the Saints at their own 29. Pass intended for Floyd Turner, who couldn't find the handle on it.
And Bobby Hebert picking himself up again.
Boy, he's had a rough afternoon.
He'll sleep on his side of the bed tonight.
Tooth knocked out. Dinged upside the head.
Knee. Injured his knee. He had a slight foot injury coming into the game. He's a little banged up.
part of leader, though, Snake.
You bet. He's a tough kid.
4th and 4 on the 29. Saints. To Perryman. Complete for the first down. And the Saints burn off one of their timeouts with 40 seconds remaining in the contest. Snake, that's got to be painful to have your tooth knocked out. Not in a dentist's office, the comfort of the chair and all the equipment there to help make it a smooth one.
And it's not over yet either.
How about that?
Still 40 seconds left out there, and he's going to go over there and try to do what he can. Get his head together with the offensive coordinator and their staff over there and try to come up with something to make something happen.
And the other walking wounded, John Fourcade, there. To take a look at Ray Perkins on the other side of the field, said he really had a good feeling about his team coming into the season.
I think he does. You know, he's got this young group of players, youngest in the league last year and probably the youngest in the league this year, too. And he's had this group together now for quite a few years, and that's awfully important to keep your players together. They've been together 3 or 4 years playing, and I think it's paying off right now.
Jim Moore, rightfully so, very upset last week. Said most of the mistakes were mental and that he couldn't tolerate. Ran the Saints through some good hoops in practice last week. But this week, when you get both quarterbacks tagged like that, and he still had a lot of nagging injuries to contend with, makes for a tough afternoon.
No doubt. And I think that they have to get better play out of their corners if they're going to do anything in their division or in the league.
Ball at the 41, 40 seconds remaining in the game. Hebert in the grasp of Sean Lee. So credit Sean Lee with the sack. Second-year player out of North Alabama. Second and 18, 26 seconds remaining in the contest. Hebert back to pass, looking for Turner. Thrown high, stops the clock.
There's not much more that he can do. There's not much more their offense can do. They just have to keep doing that right there. Try to move the ball down there with the short lanes because they're certainly not going to make a big play or make it happen quick because the Bucs are back in that prevent deep zone with 5 and 6 defensive backs.
And Sam Mills, the man we were talking about before, who said he really missed Ricky Jackson sitting next to him commiserating. 3rd and 18, 20 seconds remaining. Saints trailing by 10. 1 timeout left. And complete. Great catch by Brett Perryman.